My mother gave all 4 apartments in the house to my brother and gave me her love. So after work, I gave her a 39.9 necklace, but I spent $18,000 on the cat. She said I had no conscience. I pointed at the 4 real estate certificates with an innocent look on my face. Mom, although I gave my money to the cat, I gave all my love to you.
1.
When my parents bought cakes when I was young, my brother and I would get 1 piece each. When we bought toys, each of us would get 1 piece. We never favored one over the other. I have always been lucky to be born in a fair family, and my parents treated me and my brother equally. But later, the family bought a new house and wrote his younger brother's name, Song Jiahao. And that year, he was only in junior high school. My mother said, in this society, it doesn't matter if a girl doesn't have a house, but if a boy doesn't have a house, he can't get a wife. My family's conditions are limited. If your parents have money to buy a second house, they will give you 1. I was depressed for several days and finally convinced myself to accept it. It's not that they don't love me, they just don't have the money. When I was in college, my mother cried to me about the financial constraints at home. So I worked hard to get a scholarship to work part-time to lighten their burden. In those few years, they bought a 2nd and 3rd house, all with their younger brother's name on them. My mother added, society has high demands and pressure on boys, so having 2 more apartments will also provide some protection. As a girl, it will be much easier. At this time, I remembered a word I often see on the internet, favoring boys over girls. Before this, I had never associated it with my family. I dug out what she had said before and tried to prove that she was lying. You clearly said that your family would buy it for me if they could afford it. But now Song Jiahao has 3 sets. Just tell me if you are biased. But my mother was furious. When have we ever treated you wrong since you were a child? When you were a child, you had less clothes, snacks, and fruits than your brother. You are a girl, and you usually have to buy skirts and hairpins, so the money spent on you is just a lot more. If we were really biased, would we still train you until you graduate from college? Go out and see how many families have daughters who don't even have to study, who can drink a bowl of water like us. Song Jiahao also came out to express his anger. Sister, please don't make mom angry. They can give their parents money to whomever they want. As a human being, we must know how to be grateful. Our parents raised us. If you don't know how to be filial, forget about it. You still care about their property. The mother and son sang in harmony, and their moral standards were so high that I didn't know how to respond. If the conversation is not congenial, there will be no result in a big quarrel. I looked at the pure gold necklace in my bag, which I bought with my first month's salary after graduation. I once saw my mother looking at its counter in the mall, but she was reluctant to buy it. I originally wanted to give her a surprise today, but now it seems that it's not necessary. I immediately ran out of the house with it and went to the store to return it. The necklace was worth $15,000, $80,000. After I got the refund, I went into the pet store and bought a ragdoll cat. 2. I bought branded cat food, cat litter, and all daily necessities for the puppets. Except when I go to work, my daily routine is to cook for it and play with it. Go to the pet hospital regularly every month for bathing and physical examination. My mother shook her head when she saw it. How much does it cost to invite an ancestor back? I held the big furry baby in my arms and raised my eyebrows proudly. This is my son. Of course, I have to raise him well. My mother was away from home and asked me to cook for my brother. I said I wasn't free. When she came back, her brother was eating instant noodles. And I'm making salmon meatballs for the cat. What do you mean you don't have time? I lower my head and cut the fish carefully. Whose son is the one who cares? Take good care of your son. What should I do if my son is hungry? She stared and was so angry that she couldn't speak for a long time. But she forgot that my brother is 1 year younger than me and he is an adult. Why can't he cook by himself? According to my mother, the boy is clumsy and can't do housework well, so I have to serve him. Why? 3. On my mother's birthday, my brother bought a pair of shoes online for 39 yuan with free shipping for her. She was very happy and said that her son had finally grown up and knew that she felt sorry for her mother. However, when I tried it on, it was a full 2 sizes too big. She smiled awkwardly. It's normal for boys to be careless and not understandable. How else can I say that my daughter is a caring little cotton padded jacket? As he spoke, he looked at me, indicating my gift. I smiled sweetly and took out an imitation necklace from the beautifully packaged gift box. It's the same style as the famous brand that my mother likes. However, this piece is made of stainless steel. Her face darkened. You just give me this? I said sincerely, yes, I bought it from Iwu's small commodity supermarket. It cost me 39 yuan 9, which is 9 won more expensive than Song Jiahao's shoes. Mom, I have been thinking about your words these days. You are right. When I was young, you bought the same snacks for me and my brother. You treated us fairly. So now the gifts I give should be equal to my brother's. Moreover, my daughter is indeed more considerate than my son. The length of the necklace can be adjusted, so there will be no size problem. I smiled playfully and spoke sweetly and innocently. She was so angry that her face turned green, but she couldn't get angry easily. You are already working. How can you compare with your brother? He is still in college. She suppressed her anger. Tell me honestly, how much salary do you have now? I answered truthfully. 18,000 a month, but all of it is spent on cats. Mom, I can finally understand your difficulties now. It is really expensive to raise a son. He was not feeling well last week. I went to the hospital for a CT scan and prescribed some medicine. He was gone in the blink of an eye. I patted the cat's tail and complained sweetly and happily, like a novice mother complaining about the gold-eating beast. What? She stood up from the sofa all of a sudden, her eyes almost bleeding. The family is already in a difficult situation, but you actually spend so much money on a beast? Your dad, and I still have millions in mortgage payments to repay, do you know? I was confused in my heart. Aren't the 3 houses I bought for Song Jiahao fully paid for? Why do you have to pay the mortgage again? As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I thought of them instantly. This is the 4th set I bought. She knew she had spilled the beans, so she kept silent for some reason. After a moment of silence, she sat down and began to explain. When we bought this house, we originally planned to give it to you, but then we thought about it. If you marry out of town, the house cannot go with you. We are thinking that since your salary is not low now, why not help your family pay off the loan on this apartment first? And then when you get married, we will buy you another apartment. Wow, what a big piece of cake. I was asked to help pay off the multi-million loan, but they promised to buy me a house in the distant future. In this case, why can't I save the money and buy it myself? Today's young people are really miserable. They're criticized by their bosses at work, by experts online, and as a daughter, they're criticized by their relatives when they return home. Unfortunately, after being deceived over and over again, your credit will be overdrawn. So, whose name is written this time? I sneered and glanced at Song Jiahao, who was immersed in the game. It's your son's again, right? She exploded again. What do you call my son? He is not your biological brother. We gave birth to him just to give you a companion in the world and give you a family. When we get old, he will be your only relative in the world. If he lives well, you will have confidence in your husband's family in the future. You are biological siblings. Shouldn't you support each other? Why should we distinguish you from him? You paid for it, and we will also reserve a room for you when the new house is renovated. If you go back to your parents' home in the future, I believe Jiahao will not kick you out. I hugged the cat and yawned lazily. In order to reserve a room for a few days a year, I will have to spend all my salary in the next few years. But a night in a 7-star hotel only costs a few thousand. I can't afford to live in such an expensive house. Before she could speak, I continued to smile and said, Mom, I think what you said last time is very reasonable. I am a girl, and there is no need to care about whether there is a house or not. So my salary should be used to support my son. Son, do you really think of this beast as your son? You gave your own mother a fake for her birthday and spent more than 10,000 yuan a month on this beast. Do you still have a conscience? She was completely angry, and her voice rose a few degrees. Yes, I am reluctant to spend more than 10,000 yuan to buy you a necklace, but I am willing to spend so much on a cat. Don't worry about scarcity, but inequality. You finally realize what it feels like to be partial. I wasn't angry, with an innocent look on my face. You feel sorry for your son and gave him 4 apartments. I feel sorry for my son and spend 18,000 yuan on him every month. Is there anything wrong with that? Mom, don't be angry. Although I gave money to the cat, I gave you all my love. She roared and burst out. Get out of here. At 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, I was kicked out of the house. 4. I went to Shangri-La and spent more than 1,000 yuan for one night. The lady at the front desk was gentle and considerate. She helped me settle the cat and gave me a plate of midnight snacks. I took a nice bath and ate the creamy watermelon with satisfaction. Sure enough, money should be spent on worthwhile things. The next day happened to be the weekend, so I walked around the community near the company and rented a house. It has 1 bedroom and 1 living room with a large balcony and fine decoration. The rent is only 2,000 yuan, but the landlady is as enthusiastic as greeting the god of wealth. She happily helps me move and clean up. And if I live at home now and give these 2,000 to my mother to repay the loan, she will only blame me for not giving enough. Sure enough, in some places, spending money can buy services and emotional value, while in other places, no matter how much money you spend, you can only get unsatisfied demands and endless sorrow. From then on, I lived a world of 2 people with my cat, rich and beautiful, and it was not too sad. Half a month later, I got a call from home, and my mother was hospitalized. She wore the pair of shoes her brother bought for her when she went out to square dance and fractured her ankle. She now needs steel nails and will have to stay with her for at least half a month. My father was away on business and couldn't come home, and my mother was reluctant to spend money to hire a caregiver, so she hoped that I would take care of him. But the project I am responsible for is on schedule, and I work overtime every day. It is impossible to take so many days off. Song Jiahao was at home during the summer vacation, playing games day and night with nothing to do. Regarding this, her mother said, Jiahao made an appointment with his classmates to go out to participate in activities, so he didn't have time. Besides, how do boys know how to take care of others? Of course, my daughter is more considerate and attentive. I laughed angrily. Who is born to take care of others? I haven't even become a full-time employee yet. Do I still need to work if I take 15 days off? Her voice became sharp. What are you talking about? My mother is hospitalized for several days, and you can't get out of it. How can I count on you in the future? Work, 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 work. So busy, but I haven't seen you spend a penny on the family. Why don't you understand the suffering of your parents? After the attack, she seemed to have thought of asking me for help, so she softened her voice and said, "Just tell your boss. If your relationship is on good terms, would he not give you leave for such a big thing like mom surgery? Aren't you incompetent?" Well, I shouldn't reason with her based on normal human logic. I sighed aggrievedly and said helplessly and guiltily, "Mom, it's not that I don't want to take care of you. I wish I could fly to you right away, but your grandson is also sick. He got it from cat to cat, which cannot be separated from people. As both mothers, my feelings for my son are the same as yours for Song Jiahao. I think you can understand me." Before she could get angry, I hung up the phone. Within a few seconds of turning off the phone screen, all the blood in the body was coagulating. It turns out that this is what cold-blooded feels like. There were a lot of things in my mind that I wanted to explain and refute, but when it came to my mouth, I couldn't say anything. I have only been working for 2 months, and I am taking half a month off from my core technical position. Tomorrow my boss will let me take a permanent leave. She knew everything about my situation, but she didn't consider my situation at all. No matter how many explanations there are, it's useless. It's not that she doesn't know. She just pretends not to see it. 5. In the evening, Song Jiahao finally took time out from his singing and dancing party to make a call. "Song Jiaojia, you actually left your mother alone in the hospital without even looking at her. Do you still have a conscience? No matter how important your job is, having a mother is more important. If your job is gone, you can find another one, but there is only one mother." On the other end of the phone, in addition to his roar, there were also the singing and laughing of his classmates, making it very lively. I just got off work and was shopping for ingredients in the supermarket. I answered the phone and said, "Oh, so you are with me in the hospital 24 hours a day. It's really hard, Mr. Song." He didn't feel unjust at all. I can't help it out here. Besides, don't you have the responsibility to take care of your mother when she's in hospital? Just because you don't care about the house, your parents don't care about it. How did you grow up? Didn't your parents support you? Even if you're busy, wouldn't you hire a caregiver for your mother? How can you be so selfish when you make so much money every month and you can't bear to spend this money? Do you still have a conscience? As a child, you can't always think about spending your parents' money, but you should also think about contributing to the family. Your parents have millions of mortgages and work so hard every day, but you are enjoying yourself outside. How can you be so selfish? He typed on the phone and kept talking. This is a familiar saying. When did my good brother secretly enroll in a daddy cram school and become so keen on educating women? In this case, I clear my throat and talk to him. As far as I know, the first 3 apartments under your name are all rented out and the monthly rent is over 10,000, and this money is not used to repay the loan. It is all deposited in your account for your future marriage. You are so considerate of your parents. You will definitely not be stingy with the caregiver fees, right? You see, they can obviously use the rent to repay the loan, but for the sake of their son, they insist on carrying the loan on themselves. My parents want me to understand their suffering and feel sorry for them, but some of the suffering is clearly something they ask for themselves. Suffering will flow to those who love suffering. If you want to eat, eat more. I don't want to eat. While I was talking, I pushed the trolley to the fresh food area and happened to come across the pistachio cake to try. I took one bite. It was full of sweetness. It was awesome. Song Jiahao was choked by me and became even more angry. Don't always compare with me. I am a son, and my parents will have to rely on me for their retirement in the future. Of course I am different from you. You will be an outsider when you get married. How can I give you my property? Doesn't that make outsiders easier? I didn't expect you to do anything. From now on, you can pay an alimony of $7,000 to $8,000 a month and just come back to take care of your parents when they're sick. I am mainly responsible for providing for the elderly. He said it with dignity and clarity. I almost laughed. This sounds like a retarded statement. At this moment, I am very glad that I did not turn on the speakerphone. Otherwise, it would be very embarrassing if the normal people around me found out that I was talking to a mentally retarded person. Hey, are you listening? Song Jiao Jiao. I held my phone away like a plague. The wind is too strong and I can't hear you barking. 6. At 8 o'clock in the evening, my mother posted a photo of a hospital gown on WeChat Moments with a text. I am in the hospital alone, watching other people's daughters by my side, enjoying myself. Within half an hour of posting the post, there were 7 or 8 messages asking about the situation. Sure enough, I was bombarded with calls from a bunch of relatives. The aunt rushed to the front line and spoke righteously to seek justice for her sister. Jiao Jiao, there's a limit to your temper. There are parents in the world. How can you leave your mother alone? No matter how much your brother has done, there is no less that you should do as a daughter. Parents have difficulties as parents. You already know it when you are my age. Let alone half a month, even if you take care of me for a few years, it should be done. Don't say that you are tired from work. How busy and tired can someone working on a computer be? You young people are just too relaxed and can't bear the hardship. I nodded deeply, cried bitterly, and regretted endlessly. Auntie, you don't know how worried I am about my mother right now, but I'm so sad that I have a fever, and now I feel so bad that I can't even get out of bed. Song Jiahao won't let me go home and scolds me for being the water thrown by my married daughter in the future. Whoa. Auntie, you are right. That is my mother and your only sister. You must not ignore it, so you can help take care of her for 2 days? Well, although I really want to give you money, I know you won't ask for money. After all, you know how to understand our family's difficulties. Hey, Auntie, why did you die? Hey, can't you afford it? Out of boredom, I put away my phone and lay down to play with the cat. For nosy relatives, our main strategy is to talk nonsense and turn against customers. It's so easy to manipulate people with words, let them bleed, and run faster than anyone else. 7. A month later, my job became a regular job. 20% salary increase, plus some annual leave benefits. In this month, I did not go home or go to the hospital. According to the news in the circle of friends, my mother has been discharged from the hospital long ago and is living well. And my life has not been affected at all, if you ignore her crying and complaining about my unfilial piety in front of relatives and neighbors in the community. After this incident, my reputation as a selfish, cold-blooded, and indifferent person has spread. But these people, firstly, cannot give me a promotion or raise my salary, and secondly, they cannot bring me effective resources. Why should I kidnap myself for their approval? As a human being, the most important thing is to be happy. I opened the curtain and saw the vast river surface and the rising moon. I fried a steak.